Hey folks, in this episode I'm going to show you how to make this woodland camouflage material. The camouflage pattern is otherwise known as DPM, which stands for Disruptive Pattern Material. This DPM has been used by the British Armed Forces for many years, and in recent years it's been replaced by MTP, which stands for Multi-Terrain Pattern. We'll make this DPM camouflage generator into a node group for convenience. You can then mark it as an asset to open in any project. So without further ado, let's get to it. Open up Blender. We're going to be using the Node Wrangler add-on in this episode. If you don't know how to install it, I'll leave a link in the description where I show you how. So I'm going to take my default cube. I'm going to go into Material Preview. I'm going to take my default material and I'll rename it to Woodland DPM Camouflage. In the shader editor, I'm going to hit Shift A. I'm going to go Texture and we'll choose Noise Texture. And I'll pop that up here. I'm going to change it from 3D to 4D, and with the noise texture selected I'm going to hit Ctrl T, and that'll add a texture coordinate node and a mapping node. I'll then change the coordinate system from generated to object. On the noise texture node I'm going to set the scale to 1 and the detail to 1. I'll also set the distortion to 1. I'll then connect the factor from the noise texture into the base colour of the principal BSDF. I'll hit Shift A, we'll go colour, and I'll choose colour ramp. And I pop that in between there. I'm going to change the colour ramp interpolation type from linear to constant. I'll then select the white flag and I'll change the position to 0.5. I'm going to box select the noise texture and the colour ramp. I'll hit Ctrl Shift D and that will duplicate the nodes whilst maintaining the connection to the previous nodes, and I'll bring these down to here. I'll then hit Ctrl Shift D and duplicate them one more time, and I'll bring these down to here. I'll just box select the mapping node and the texture coordinate node. I'll hit G and I'll bring these over to around about there. Now we just need to bring in the colours into the camouflage system. So I'll hit Shift A, I'm going to go Input and we'll choose Colour, and I'll pop this up here. I'll click in the colour swatch, and where it says Hex I'm going to type in 000 FF, and that should be black. I'll then take that colour node, I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate, and I'll bring it down to here. I'll click in the colour swatch, and for this one I'm going to type in 594739 FF. Hit enter. I'll then hit Shift D to duplicate that node, and I'll pop this down here. I'll then click in the colour swatch and I'm going to type in 41533 BFF. I'll hit enter. I'll then take that colour swatch, I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate, and I'll bring this down to here. I'll then click in the colour swatch and I'm going to change the hex code to A29E7BFF. I'll hit enter, and this will give us the 4 colours that we need for the woodland camo. I'll then hit Shift A, we'll go colour, and we'll choose mix colour, and I'll pop that there. I'm going to connect the top colour into socket A and this second colour into socket B. I'll then connect the colour socket from the colour ramp into the factor of the mix colour node. I'll then connect the result from the mix colour node into the base colour of the principal BSDF. And while we're here, I'm just going to turn the roughness of the principal BSDF up to 1. I'll then take this colour mix node, I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate, and I'll pop this in between here. I'll then connect the socket from this colour node into socket B of the mix colour node, and I'll connect the colour socket from the colour ramp into the mix factor of the mix colour node. On this colour ramp, I'm going to change the position of the white flag to 0.55. I'm going to take this mix colour node, I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate, and I'll pop this in between here. I'll just drag this down, and finally I'll connect the socket from this colour node into socket B, and I'll connect the colour socket from the colour ramp into the mix factor of this mix colour node. I'll then change the position of the white flag on this colour ramp to 0.575. As you can see, the pattern isn't quite right here, and that's because all of these noise textures have the same pattern, so we need to offset these. So for this second noise texture, I'm going to change the W factor to 10, and for this noise texture, I'm going to change the W factor to 20. So we want to be able to change the scale, but we want to be able to change the scale of all of these noise textures at the same time. To do that, I'll hit Shift A, we go Input, and we'll choose Value, and we'll pop this over here. I'm going to change the value to 1. I'll then connect the socket from this value node into the scale of this noise texture. I'm going to connect it into the scale of this noise texture, and I'll also connect it into the scale of this noise texture. And so now, if I adjust the value on this node here, it will change the scale of all of the noise textures simultaneously. So maybe I'll set this to 2. I'll just hit G and bring this over here for now. before we continue, it's a good idea to save your project. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to save my project as Like and Subscribe. Thanks folks, you absolute legends. And then click Save As. Next up, I want to be able to change the W factor, but I want all the W factors to change at the same time. But if you remember, these W factors are offset, so we need to offset all of these with a bit of math, whilst being able to control all the W factors from one node. So I'm going to take this value node, I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate, and I pop this up here. So we know that this W factor starts at 0. So for this value node, I'm going to type in 0. I'll then connect this value node into the W factor of the top noise texture. For this noise texture down here, the W factor is offset by 10. So I'm going to take this value node, I'm going to plug it into the W factor down here. I'll then hit Shift D, we'll go Utilities, Math, and we'll choose Math. And I pop that in between the value node and the W factor on this noise texture. We'll keep it set to add, but I'm going to change the value to 10. So we need to do exactly the same for this noise texture down here, but instead of adding 10, we're going to add 20. So I'm going to connect this value node and plug it into the W factor of this noise texture down here. I'll then take this math node, I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate, and I pop that in between there. I'll then change the value to 20. And now with this value node, I can adjust the seed of the camouflage while still conforming to the original disruptive pattern material. Next up, we'll convert this node tree into a node group for ease of use. So I'm going to box select all of these nodes here. I'm going to hit Ctrl G, and that will create a node group. I'm just going to select this group input. I'll just hit G and bring this out of the way over there. I'll then take this math node. I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate, and I pop this over here. I'm going to connect the value socket into the top socket of the group input. I'm going to disconnect that. I'm going to connect it into the next socket down. I'll disconnect that, and I'll also connect it into the next socket, and I'll disconnect that. I'll delete this math node. I'm going to hit N to open up the N panel. I'm going to select the group input, and on your N panel where it says node, we'll double click on this top value and we'll rename it to pattern seed. I'll then double click the next value and I'll rename it to pattern scale. I'll then double click the next value slot and we'll rename it to distortion. So for the pattern seed, which was these W factors here, I'm going to hold down Shift, right click and drag through these noodles. I'll then take this value node, I'm going to hit delete, I'm going to select the pattern seed and I'm going to set the default to 0. I'll then connect the pattern seed into that reroute node there. On the N panel, we'll select the pattern scale. I'm going to set the default to 1, and this value node controlled the scale. So I'm going to hold down Shift, right click and drag through these noodles, and that will create a reroute node. I'll then take that value node, I'm going to hit delete. I'll then connect the pattern scale into that reroute node. I'll just select the reroute node, I'm going to hit G, just bring that out of the way. And last but not least, I'm going to connect the distortion sockets from all of the noise textures into the distortion socket of the group input. I'll hold down Shift, right click and drag through those noodles. I'll just hit N to close the N panel. In fact, I'll hit N to open up the N panel, and for the group output, I'm going to rename this to Camo Color. I'll just hit N to hide the N panel. In my shader editor, I'm going to hit Control Space, and that will go into full screen view. And I'm just going to clean up these nodes so they're a bit more easier to read. I'll give you a cleanup demonstration, and from there, I'll time lapse the rest. So I'm going to take this noodle here, I'll hit G, and I'll bring this over to here. I'll then hold down Shift, right click and drag through these two noodles. I'll hit G, and I'll bring this down to here. Drag this one out of the way. I'll then hold down Shift, right click and drag through this noodle. I'm going to hit G, and I'm going to bring this down to here. I'll then box select all of these here. I hit SX0. I hit G, X, and I bring them to around about there. I'll then take the group input. I'm going to hit G, and I'm going to bring this up to around about there. So I'm going to do this to the rest of the nodes, and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm done. Okay, that's the final node structure. It's always worth tidying up your node trees, so when you come back to it later on, it's easier to read. I'll now tab out of my node group. I'm going to hit Control Space to exit out of full screen. I'll now rename the node group to DPM Woodland Camouflage. I'll just hit N to open up the N panel, and with the node group selected, navigate to your N panel and make sure you've got your node tab enabled, and then click Color. And I'm going to give this a custom color, maybe something around there. I'm going to hit N to hide the N panel. I'm going to change the pattern scale to 2 and the distortion to 1. And now to demonstrate the DPM Woodland Camouflage generator, we can change the pattern seed on the fly. We can change the pattern scale on the fly. We can also change the distortion by reducing your pattern scale. So I'll set this to 1. I'll also increase the distortion to 8. That makes this look similar to the MTP camouflage, but because I'm old school, I'm going to change the pattern scale to 2 and the distortion to 1. And that will take it back to the DPM camouflage, and this should work on any surface. So I'll just hit Shift A, I go Mesh, and I'll choose Icosphere. I hit G, Y, and I just bring this over to here. Then hit Control 2 to add a subdivision surface at level 2. Right click and choose Shade Smooth. We'll then select that camouflage material. Obviously, this isn't a full material. This just generates the color pattern. And so if you've got a clothing material, you can, for example, plug the camo color socket directly into your clothing material, or you can use it to colorize the paint of a vehicle, for example. Let me know in the comments what you think of this DPM Woodland Camouflage generator. If you enjoyed this episode, click this next tutorial. Stay sharp, have a great day, and level up.